humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me or Mr. Buttons or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Thousands of lives, every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends, waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge.
Shelter by shelter, city by city.
We can save thousands of pets each day. Join us. Together we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We had another wonderful weekend at the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. This is the third or fourth weekend in a row that we have had a lot of the community show up to walk dogs. So thank you to everyone who came out. We're there every Saturday from 11 to 1, and if you come out, we enjoy having people of all ages. You can walk the dogs, you can sit and pet the dogs, you can pet the cat. So there's all kinds of activities that you can do while you're there. If you need your exercise, that's fine, or if you want to just help a dog socialize, then that's fine. I've had a lot of people ask me recently when they've seen that so many people are there, you know, what age can they bring? And of course you can bring any age out to walk dogs. We ask that only 16 and older can hold a leash. If you're 16 or 17, you do need a parent or guardian there with you in order to walk a dog. 18 and older, of course, you can do whatever you want. If it's younger than 16, we ask that the parent hold the leash and then the child can walk the dog. And the children still have so much fun. I've had people say if their child can't hold the leash, then they might not come. But it's so important that we get people of all ages there. We have rescues that are interested in some of our dogs, especially right now. We've got a couple of rescues in New York. And they'll ask questions, especially about some of the dogs that have been there for a long period of time. And the more information we have, the more videos, the more pictures, the better it is. Because we have one particular dog who may be able to go to rescue, and they were asking, since he's been there so long, is he still really nice? And we had a child there on Saturday, and they had the best time walking and playing, and they were able to see that that particular dog is going to do great with a family. So if you're thinking about coming out, we really enjoy the help, and we really need the help, and we just appreciate the community so much for all the support. Now, when you come out, you can meet Lilac. This is Lilac actually on a dog walk, as you can see. She's crawling up somebody, it looks like. Lilac is a little over a year old now, and she is just one of the sweetest dogs. She's grown up at the shelter, and she needs a home, but she is good with people. She's good with other dogs. She is just really ready for a home, and any of the dogs that you get from the shelter will be up to date on all their shots and any kind of treatments that they need, heartworm, flea, and the cost to adopt a dog also includes a spay and neuter. But you can see there that she is just a really loving dog. She is quite energetic, so if you come out to walk her, be prepared for her to drag you up and down the street because she is so excited to get out and is learning to walk on a leash. But please come out and meet her. And we'll see you this Saturday, remember, 11 to 1. There is a sign-up sheet, forgot about that. If you go to the shelter Facebook page, you can find the sheet. You're welcome to come even if you don't sign up, but we've had so many people that a couple of our volunteers have set up a sign-up sheet. So if you want to look at that, you're welcome to sign up. Now we're going to get to my special guest today. I have Candace Hightower here. She has Wood and Rosemary, where she does charcuterie boards. So Candace, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
We were just talking, I don't know if saying charcuterie is the most fun word on earth or if it's the nightmare. But
I have heard some very good versions, especially when the men call to order for their wives.
Now, with charcuterie boards, what got you into deciding to do it? How long have you done it?
So Wood and Rosemary has actually existed for about 2 years now.
Okay.
What got me into it, a friend of mine, Jacqueline Traffenstedt, she owns JLT Events and Rentals, and she asked me to help her with a wedding event. It was a graze table, and so I did. I loved it, enjoyed meeting all the new people, and heard I was good at it. So with that feedback, I was thinking about going back to school, and when Rosemary was born, I was able to pay my way back through school by doing this little side business, and so the rest is
Well, that's
history, as they
great.
say. Yeah.
And you are always busy with it. It seems like
It's
you've got,
really picked up.
and I always hear people talk about the beautiful work that you do, and
Thank
you've
you.
done a board for us at our office too. There's your
yeah.
logo right there. Now, tell me what all you do, what kind of events, how do people contact you, everything that we need to know in order to have you for an event or a
Yes.
party or whatever.
So right now I have just the Facebook page. I would like to have a website later, but people can find me on Wood+Rosemary on Facebook. And I do everything from little individual boxes, and any occasion is a special occasion. So individual boxes all the way to boards, graze
Got
tables.
a beautiful,
Yes, that's one I actually did for a December wedding shower. It fed probably 45 to 50 people.
okay.
So everyone's going to look different depending on, of course, the number of people you're feeding, your event, and they're customizable. So when people call me, I just really talk about their occasion
Okay.
and what they're looking for, and we can go from there.
Well, you can tell looking at the board and the tables we have pictures of. You are quite the artist.
Thank you.
I mean, that you've got to have an eye for art. Did you realize you did before you did this, or did Jacqueline just ask you and you thought, well, I'll just put something together and see what happens?
Well, I've always been creative, and I
Mm-hmm.
needed a creative outlet. So, yeah, I guess I didn't realize until I started getting the positive feedback. And with this, like anything else, I just had to learn. And yeah, there's another that I did for a wedding shower. So it's fun. And, you know, I'm a perfectionist, so I will go over and I'll move things and I'll work until the customer's really happy.
Well, it is fascinating how you can put something together that looks like that and something so beautiful. And I mean, it's almost, you're sad to see people mess it up and eat it and see it go away.
But when I go back to clean up, I want to make sure that they enjoyed it. And I know that there's very little left.
Well,
so.
that's great. Now, how much, and I know it depends on probably how big of an event and how many people you're trying to feed.
Right.
But how much lead time, if someone needs you for something and they contact you on Facebook, what do they need to know?
I typically ask for 48 hours.
Okay.
Unless it's a really large table for a wedding or something, then I need a couple of weeks to prepare for that. But typically 48 hours is good if it's a small occasion.
Okay.
And I try to buy all of my produce and everything the day before because I want it to be, of course, as fresh and as beautiful as possible too. So
Now, when you said you do the small boxes
Mm-hmm.
as well as, I guess any size board it looks like.
Right.
Well, how many people with a small box? I mean, who
it's
normally,
really two portion sizes. It's an 8 by 8. Most people say, I never want anybody to feel like they didn't get what they paid for. So
Okay.
most people say that I tend to overfill, which is always a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But an 8 by 8 is usually two portion sizes.
Okay. Well, it's I didn't know you did the very small ones. And like I said, I know
yeah.
you did. We had a board at our office just for a small group, but that's amazing. You can do a huge one and just spread out on a table, and
Yes, ma'am.
and that's
It's easy cleanup too. So the small boxes are really good if you're having like a business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They're easy. Everybody gets their individual box, and then cleanup's easy. When they're finished, they can just trash it.
that is nice. That's perfect. So again, you go to Facebook. And it's Wood and Rosemary, but
Wood
it's
and
Wood
Rosemary.
+Rosemary
Yes.
to find you.
Yes.
And then they just message you and
Private
you just
message, yes. My cell phone's listed on there. They can text me, call me, whatever works best for them.
Great. So that's amazing. It's so nice to have an opportunity to have something like that here for events. And like I said, I've never heard anybody say anything but how much they love what
So
you do.
sweet.
And it's not only delicious, but it's beautiful and it's
Well,
perfect
thank you.
for any kind of setting. So
I love doing it, yeah.
now you can tell
absolutely.
that you
I
love
enjoy
doing
it.
it. Now, with you're busy with that. You're busy with your regular work.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, you also have a book club. Tell me about that book club.
Yes. So in my downtime, I do love to read, and I was talking to a friend at work, and we were talking about how there's not a book club that we knew of locally. So why not just start one? So I did. Contacted a few of my other girlfriends that like to read, and Bookaholics is what we call ourselves.
Okay.
Yes, it was born. We also have a Facebook page.
Okay.
We're always encouraging new members. If you don't want to come in person, that's okay too. We have a lot of people that'll just read along, and then they'll comment and give feedback on our Facebook page.
Okay.
But we meet the last Thursday of every month, and we meet at Bourbon on Broadway, and it's 5:30, so it's convenient when people are getting off work. It is one of my very favorite nights of the month.
I bet.
Yeah, it's a
Because
lot of
you have a
fun.
really good group. How many people do you
do.
have right now?
I think there's 90 members on Facebook,
Okay.
and we've had as many as 30 that came in person.
Nice.
So,
Well,
yeah,
that's wonderful.
yeah, it's
How do you
fun.
choose your books? Do you have just people suggest them and?
Sometimes we try to be really fair because, of course, everybody likes different genres. So we put titles in a jar and we just draw from the jar. That seemed to work so far. But there's some things that maybe we decided at the beginning we want to kind of stay away from or
Okay.
whatever. But yeah, it's been fun and a lot of different people, different walks of life, and so I've made a lot of new friends.
And do you do one book a month?
We have
And then
just-
so throughout the month, everybody communicates on Facebook about what they're reading and what they're
Yes,
they're
ma'am.
thinking about the book, and then you get together and can
Yeah.
talk about it
Yeah.
or just have fun. Just
Yeah.
do what you do at book club.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We call Bourbon on Broadway our central perk, like off of Friends,
Yeah.
and Kelly's always a wonderful host, and Angela
She
takes
is.
good
We're
care of us.
lucky to have Bourbon on Broadway here in town
Oh,
also.
I love that place, yeah.
So that's great. I mean, make sure. So again, it's Bookaholics.
Bookaholics on Facebook. If
Okay.
they send me a request, then I'll add them to the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'd
Maybe
love to have new members,
Yeah.
new friends. That's what it's all about, just bringing everybody together. They have a common interest that they love to read, and
There's
we
a
don't-
picture of the group
Oh,
at Bourbon
yes,
on Broadway.
Yes. That was when we had a smaller group there, but it's a lot of fun.
It
And
looks
those
like you
people
had a lot
that
of fun.
didn't all know each other, in the beginning, are all friends now.
Yeah.
So that was the goal.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I didn't
love
even
it.
know that we had until I talked to you, that we had a book club here
You
in
should
town.
join.
So that's perfect. I'll do that.
Yeah, we'd love
I'll
to
send you a
have you.
request as soon as we get done. But that's great.
I'd love to have
Now,
you.
you also, let's talk with Pet Connect, so let's talk about your pet.
Okay, I have two,
Okay.
actually. Betty White, we've had her for about 4 years. She's a little Cavapoo. And then Docky joined our family in December, and she is a little toy poodle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got your hands full with those
Yes.
babies and
They're so
charcuterie and
sweet.
work and
What's going on at the Hightower House?
it sounds like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank you.
show, and thank you for sharing about your business with Wood and Rosemary, as well as the book club. So make sure you find Candace on Facebook at Wood +Rosemary, and then also look up the Bookaholics. The book club, so that you can find some good books to read and meet some new people and have some fun.
Absolutely.
And we can also start calling the shelter Walking Walkaholics. So if you come out
I love it.
Saturday, you can walk dogs. Remember, it's 11 to 1, and we would love to have you. We walk usually if it's rain or shine. It may be raining this weekend. If it's really storming, then we don't get the dogs out too much. But you can follow on the shelter's Facebook page to see what the weather's doing this Saturday to make sure that we will be actively walking the dogs. But we hope to see everybody this Saturday, and thank you again, Candace, for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
And don't forget Lilac when you come to the shelter. Meet her, or if you want to know more about her, you can message the shelter and they will tell you everything that you need to know, or you can stop by if you call them and let them know when you want to come by to meet her. She's available for adoption. We love nothing more than to see her go into a home soon. So thank you so much for joining us for Pet Connect. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.
Dear humans, this is an adoption campaign, but it's not for me or Mr. Buttons or Frank over there. It's for you, humans. This is a call to humans to adopt our movement, to adopt our cause.
This isn't just about saving one of us.
It's about saving all of us.
Thousands of lives, every single day.
It's about support for every one of us four, and sometimes not four-legged best friends, waiting to meet a best friend of our own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge,
Shelter by shelter, city by city.
we can save thousands of pets each day. Join us. Together we can save them all.